Hello, good evening, surprise. Nice, that was nice music. Thank you, Chill Hop. It was very mood setting, right? Getting me in the right frame of mind here. Let's focus a little bit. How are you? How's your weekend going? And your Saturday? Yay! I hope it went well. Hope you got lots done. Mine was just moderately productive, which is pretty normal for any day of the week for me anymore. But I'm going to be productive tonight. I'm going to get some spinning done. I want to get this second bobbin finished. I have a bat and a half to go. It shouldn't take too long. And then after that, I'm going to mess with a few things and talk about them that involve handheld combs, a fleece that nobody loves, and the Nano. There you go. So stay tuned. I'm going to head over to the spinning wheel. So, like I said, so close to being done. Really, so close. But it's been taking a little bit of time because I have been, I think I'll put my towel on my lap so I don't get, there is a lot of stuff that still falls out of this. And it will be helpful not to have that on my black pants. It has taken a lot of time because, like I said, most of these I've had to go through and pick out the nebs that were from the fleece. So that's what I've been doing before I spin. Well, why did we have to get an ad right after that? I hope this isn't one of these that throws an ad in every 15 minutes. We'll see. I think it's one I've used before. Usually I have in my thing, a queue kind of thing there, ones I've used before. So it may take a while for people to find me. Although I did mention this Thursday night. We have a road trip tomorrow, staying overnight up by the Ohio border, and that is northeast of me here. We have the Ohio, but it borders Indiana. So go up into part of Kentucky that is straight across from Ohio. And I believe we will be going into Ohio. We have several things planned. When I get there tomorrow, right away, I am going to go to the new yarn store that's in the town that we're staying at. They are open noon to 4 on Sundays. They are closed Mondays and Tuesdays. So I want to make sure I catch them. And then we're going to get there early enough that we probably wouldn't be able to check into the hotel anyway. So after that, we'll go check in and relax a little bit until we get to our dinner reservation time. And it's going to be a new restaurant that we've never gone to before, so I always like that. And then on Monday, we are going to go across the river into Cincinnati and go to a place called Jungle Jim's. It is a super grocery store. We're going to shop that and then come home. So don't, don't yell at me for driving 2 hours to go get my asparagus. Actually, what I'm in pursuit of is leeks. I went to the grocery store yesterday and I kept running into things I couldn't get, and leeks was one of them. So I started a list in the grocery store of things that I was going to look for at Jungle Jim's. Hubby is looking for vermicelli. It's a very specific kind of spaghetti that he has eaten for years, and being a man of intense habit, he doesn't like any other of the pasta, and our grocery store has stopped carrying it. We're unsure whether they're not producing it anymore, because if we buy the grocery store brand, first of all, if the name brand stops producing it, the grocery store is not going to produce it, because they don't really produce it. They get it under contract with the name brand, right? So I suspect that that's what's going on, and we have to find maybe a small pasta company that's making it and stock up a little bit. He hates angel hair. That's too thin. And he does okay with thin spaghetti, and he hates regular spaghetti because that's too thick. So, hard man to please. I take that as a high compliment that he chose me, right? Because he's a hard man to please. We had a really, really nice, however, very cold Friday date night. Went into the big town to a big hotel that's downtown, and went to a patio. I mean, it's a bar, but it sits out on a patio. And the reason we went is because they had cigar night, and hubby does smoke, so he wanted to go and smoke a cigar. So we sat there. We had an appetizer, and we had a drink, and he bought a couple cigars, and he had a little bit of cigar smoking. But it was cold. Unfortunately, it was cold. I'm glad I dressed warm. I did dress warm. But, because I had on a sweater and then I had a jacket on over that. But by the time we got in the car to come home, we both were like, yeah, crank the heat up. It's cold. Okay, we have to change. We are getting ads every other song. We have to change this. Sorry. Let me look for... Hi, yes, I am doing good. Except that I've got to get some music here. It was not giving me good music because it was giving me ads every other song. Alright, let's see here if we can find something better. Okay. Also, I can't hear it. I'm going to turn it up just a smidge so I can hear it. So yeah, I was just saying, Mass Bandit, I am doing a out of town trip tomorrow. So and one of the things that it involves is a new yarn store. So looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. And then we're going to go to a fantastic, amazing, super huge grocery store called Jungle Gyms. Just because I want to see it. Hopefully they won't mind me taking pictures of it. I'm sure they get that. You went to Joann's and got some yarn. It sparkles. I like sparkly yarn. I like it a lot. Especially Christmas time. Red and green. Of course, are you talking yarn or are you talking needlepoint thread? You got a project you bought it for specifically? Fingering weight for a lace shawl. Okay. Very good. That'll be nice. I'll try. Hopefully I can catch that sometime on your stream if you're working on it. Lace work. I was going the right direction to begin with. Lace work takes some following on, depends on how you have your pattern and how easy you can do. I have 3 lace shawls started and I never finished them. And I think part of what's going on, I do not want to frog them. But part of what's going on is I don't wear shawls. They are never warm enough. They're beautiful. They look lovely, but I don't wear shawl as a fashion statement, I don't think of them as fashion statements anyway. The only time I have actually taken and worn a shawl is on the cruise boat. I did wear it there in the dining room. I usually take one with me on the cruises. But maybe I'll get some incentive to finish it sometime. Pattern calls for beads, so you think you're going to take the yarn up to the craft shop and see what they might have that goes with it. Oh, fun. Beads. That'll be fun. Be pretty. Be very pretty. What color? I tend to lean towards the greens. I think almost everything is some variant of a forest green that I have a purple, but they're very, the yarns are not variegated, they are very tonal. It's called Ocean. Hi, all crafty. It's hand-dyed. How beautiful. I can imagine the color. How are you tonight, All Crafty? Welcome. I haven't been doing any kind of knit because I have been trying to get that crochet sweater done, and I have to admit it's just not going fast at all. I thought it would. It is not a big crochet hook. I think it's a J, or I mean it's a medium size hook. It's not real fine, but and the yarn is oh, I don't, it's not quite worsted. It's a little, it seems like a little thicker than sport because it's crocheting up pretty much like a blanket, that, you know, very, very textured and very tight. Not tight, but solid, very solid fabric. It's not, I'm not crocheting too tight. I suppose if I had used a bigger hook, I might, it might go faster. I might, you know, not have as many, have it as solid fabric as it is. But I like it. I want it to be warm. I'm making it for here at home in the winter because I am always cold. I need something that I can wear, and I have a white sweater out of acrylic that I have worn endlessly, and I love the style of it, but boy, it just looks pathetic. I don't wear it out of the house. You know, it looks like what your old house coats look like. All Crafty says, you're good, you're eating some dinner. Okay, Mass Spanish said if you're in my Discord, I am. There's a picture of it in Miscellaneous. Okay. Thank you. I will take a look at that. Oh, and we're expecting 2 to 4 inches of snow. Well, I'm telling you right now, it is not warm here. It is a very slow spring, and slow and lingering chilly spring. We are not going to hit out of the 60s, you know, for quite a while. And a lot of times down into the 40s. We should be past frost date, but I still am not going to put anything out for a while because it's not getting warm this year. Like, sometimes it just goes zip and we're at summer and we wonder where the spring went. But high today was 36. Yeah. Yep, I know. You up there in the cold north area. We are not used to it down here. We're supposed to be a, you know, a southern state, but I never have counted Kentucky as a southern state. People north of us think of it as a southern state, but it's not, really. Have to go a little further. Yep, that is a cold area. Okay, there was the half a bat. Now we got a bat left, and that's it. Oh, a little piece there. I was thinking I'd be applying this tonight, but I have been doing other things, not sitting at the spinning wheel, unless I'm on stream. Oh, good. This one is one of the fair ones, so it's gonna not need a lot of picking the stuff out of it. I did this a couple times. I carded it a couple times. It's way nicer than ones that I just carded once. I only had to do so much for the fair, and do the others. Oh, I have to tell you, I am not making wine. I will not mislead you and think I am using a commercial wine, but I am making May wine. I started this quite a few years ago. And May wine is a German tradition. It's for May Day, and May 1st is May Day, and May 1st is also my birthday. So it kind of developed as part of my birthday tradition. It also goes into opening up the porch for the summer season, right? It's just a little ritual of making this May wine on May 1st and saying, okay, the porch is officially open for the summer, even though a lot of times we aren't out on it for a while yet because it's still cold, but that's part of it too. May wine is a thank you, all crafty. I know. That's why we're going out of town for my birthday. I get to go to the yarn store for my birthday. May wine, being a German tradition, was to, celebrate May Day, but it is a wine and strawberries and an herb that nobody's ever heard of called sweet woodruff. And sweet woodruff has a delicious fragrance and smell to it, but it's not really used for cooking or anything. This May wine is the only thing I have ever run across that uses sweet woodruff. Now I haven't looked real hard, but that's sort of what the whole cycle was I read about the May wine. I thought, oh, I'd like to make that, and then all of a sudden I found out I couldn't. It used sweet woodruff, and I found out that I had it wild. And I don't know why. I was just working in one area underneath a tree, cleaning up some of the stuff, and I had this plant there growing underneath everything that I had no idea what it was, and so I checked it out and figured out it was sweet woodruff based on what it looked like. But since I didn't want to consume an unknown, what I then did was find a nursery that I could mail order some sweet woodruff, and I got it confirmed. That was it, and it disappeared. I mean, it was like there a couple years, and then it wasn't there anymore. And since then I have always kept it in a pot that stays on the porch during the summer, but comes in and sits in my kitchen window. But like I said, the Maywine is the only thing we've ever found to use it for. So I have this lovely fragrant herb, that I can mess with my fingers and get that fragrance and everything, but I don't do anything else with it except once a year and make Maywine. So yeah, so the sweet woodruff is been an interesting thing to grow. I've had to buy it a number of times. It it just, after a while, it just kind of outgrows its pot, I guess, and kind of can't expand anymore. I keep it in as big a pot as I can, but to sit on my windowsill, it has to be like a medium clay pot. But anyway, periodically I'll buy some and start it again, and you use just the leaves. You just pinch off the leaves are in rosettes, so you pinch off some rosettes, and you pour your wine into a carafe, and you put the sweet woodruff in there. You cut up sugared strawberries in the carafe, and you cover it up. Carafes don't have lids. My carafes don't have lids, so I put saran wrap on top of it and put it in the fridge for 24 hours, and then you drink it. And we always buy a bottle of rosé and make 2 carafes of it and have a lovely evening on the porch with the Maywine. Very distinct taste because, first of all, you get the strawberries, which is a real fruity taste, but then the sweet woodruff has just a little bit of a bite. Not spicy, but just a nice balance to the sweet strawberry. Now, we have a German club in a town nearby, and we periodically go there. We are not members, don't have to be members when they have an open beer garden, and they have never, all these years, I keep thinking one of these years somebody will have Maywine at it, but they've never done that. So May 1st is a wonderful day to have a birthday. Let me tell you, I like that. I like that day as a birthday. In the Wiccan, it is Beltane, or Beltania, however you say it. It's Beltane. So, May 1st has been celebrated by many, many different ways in countries. could join there. All right. Let's try that again. Starting to really notice the days getting longer, the daylight. I was noticing it last night because we were out on that patio, and when we left, I was like, wow, I can't believe it's still daylight and I can drive home in the daylight. And it was 8 o'clock. So that was nice. By the time we actually driving down our driveway, it had turned dark, but really, I was really glad I got to go ahead and drive home in the evening light. I need to make a note to myself. It is worth the extra effort. It just makes such better yarn. It's been so much nicer to recard it 2 or 3 times. And in between that, go through and pick out the nips between each carding. Next thing I'm going to card is a black Shetland. And I think that that's going to really benefit from doing multiple cardings, and hopefully I can see the neps with the black. It's a natural black Shetland. It's so dark. It's really pretty. It's going to be terrible to knit with also. But it would make a gorgeous shawl. You just finished a pair of socks. Yay! Aspen says you finished a baby sweater today and you only have the sleeves to do on a second one. Is this for somebody in your family having a child? A baby? Or for selling on your website? Boy, I haven't made a baby sweater. I haven't made a baby sweater forever. Huh. It has been a long minute then. I haven't made anything like that. I think the last baby thing I made, I was working and one of the coworkers was pregnant and I made her booties. You know, maybe I had a sweater with that. I cannot remember. I really can't remember. It's been so long ago. Oh, it's for a friend who's having her first baby in June. Second is a commission. Very good. Okay, this is the end. Didn't take me quite an hour to finish. Well, it's still longer than, I was doing this on Thursday evening stream and I thought, oh, I'll just stay on and finish it. I would have been on almost another hour. I can't sit here that long. Yay. Okay. Need to move the wheel out of my way here. Okay, Mass Bandit. You have dishes to do, the kitchen to clean. I already did mine. You do it or you'll be waiting after work tomorrow. Have a good trip. Thanks. I appreciate that. I appreciate the happy birthday. Good night to you. Sleep well. Be safe. And I will see you next time around. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right, I need to talk about fleece. I have here a mess. I have a problem child. I have a problem fleece. This is washed, by the way. This is Cormo. My problem is that I did not realize once I washed it, because I could not tell, I have a really bad fleece and extremely short. And the tips, of course, are still discolored. So it's just a real problem child. And I don't really think I'm going to keep it, but I am going to use it for a little bit of talk about tonight about what to do when you finally figure out you got a fleece that nobody loves, right? This is my second one. The reason I'm getting these is because, the reason they're popping up now is because in years past, I would go to the fiber fair and I knew the sheep breeds. I'd been doing all the podcasts about all the different breeds and I knew what the breeds were. And I knew Cormo was a merino blend, so I knew it would have higher lanolin. And when I would see the fleece, there was one breeder there. This was, oh my goodness, years ago. Right, this is years ago. There was one breeder who was raising Cormos. And it was never like, okay, I know this is 100% or anything like that, but she was calling them Cormos, so it must have had most of it genetic. And I bought 2 or 3 from her during that period of time. Well, I worked through one of them, and the way I ended up working through one of them was discarding almost everything except across the back, just right down the shoulder and center of the back. And I used that, and I got some yarn out of it. And I was so discouraged. I was like, because 2 things. It was really, really, really hard to get the lanolin out, and 2, that one didn't happen to be as short as this, but it was not like, it didn't like being drum carded at all. It would just fill up with neps. And so, combing it was the best option, but after a certain point, it was so much waste that I just went ahead and drum carded it and made kind of a knobbly yarn out of it. And I put the other 2 aside. I washed them because I don't store fleece unwashed. So I washed them and dried them good and packed them in cardboard boxes, which is actually the way it's recommended to store fleeces long term. And they've been stored up there for quite a few years because I literally didn't really want to deal with any more Cormo, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. But I was getting to feel like, I'm not just going to let these sit up here. I got to, do one thing or the other. I got to do something with it, or I got to get rid of it. So the one before this that I did like that, I picked it apart pretty good. I got all the trash out of it. I tried combing it with my big comb, not the real big Indigo Hounds, the medium ones that I bought last year, and it was not doing well at all. And I just said, oh, never mind. and I stuffed a pillow with it. I mean, a bed pillow. I took the, I want to say styrofoam, that's not what I mean, the foam insert, out of the pillow by cutting off the end of it, and I stuffed that pillow with that clean fleece. And I did put a little note in there saying, this is a fleece thin, this is why it's here. You're not crazy if you ever open this pillow up and wonder what the heck this is, right? I'll put a little note in with it. And it's on my bed. I sleep on it. I have 2 pillows, and I kind of go back and forth between which ones I want to sleep on for the night. But when I feel like I want something firmer. It actually is firmer with all that wool in there than it is with a poly form. So yeah, that's where that fleece went. Now I'm down to this one, and I am going to I tried stuffing a pillow. I didn't have enough, so that didn't work, right? And the only other option I have probably is to stuff a small pillow instead of using a pillow form, like a pillow that I might make or sew or have. A top is the needle work that I've been doing, and I'll make a back, So more than likely that's what's going to happen with this. But I wanted to show a little bit about it. I also have some of it already combed up, and so this is a bag of it that is some top that's combed, and this is what the top looks like. It's very springy. I did want to see what this would spin up before I made the final decision, but it's very springy, but it also still has a lot of these neps in it, even with combing. They go right through the comb, the comb tines. So I'm going to do that in a little bit, but I'm going to do a little bit of combing just to show it, talk about it, and explain why I don't think I want to sit here and do all this fleece. And there's more. There's a whole bag of it here, right? There's a whole bag of it. Why I don't want to sit here and do the fleece with combs this size. It does not work with the combing system I have. The only reason it works with this is because it only has the 2 tines, and so there's not distance. Okay, this is so short that if you have 4 times, you have twice that distance. There's not enough fiber to comb because it's so short. So the only reason it works at all on here is because it is 2 tine. It's a 2 tine. And I am not saving the waste from this. If I do comb it, I go on ahead and throwing away the comb waste. I'll tell you what, I couldn't even begin to pick this apart. It is so curled around itself and short, and there's no lock formation. It's all clumped together. It's just really, it did not like being washed at all. Alright, so yeah, I pull on it, make sure I do end up with stuff that's loose. Probably have enough on there. It's just, that is terrible. This is like fourths, not even seconds. Somebody did a really poor job of sharing. Okay. This is how you comb. You just go down through it. And it does start looking better, doesn't it? It starts looking nicer. You flip them over, get the other side. And you're working towards getting everything from one to the other. Now, I'm going to put this down right here and take this out. That is so stained, I don't want that in my fiber. So, I'm not going to be able to pull it out. I should be able to. There we go. Alright, so after I get most all of it over to there, one, then I switch, and I take this off, and I start again here. Alright, now I could keep going back and forth like that, but I really feel like I could probably pull this off. Let's see. And unlike the other one where you have something to hold on, hold it, I have to hold the comb. And fortunately, it pulls pretty good. But the reason it pulls pretty good is because everything's going through. I'm still getting nips and all sorts of stuff. But like this right here, that should not be in there. But on the whole, that's pretty good. And this is just not worth keeping anything that is does not pull off as top. Sorry, I was paying attention to what I was putting on the combs here. I had a kind of a nice bunch here of pretty reasonably long locks. Not real long, but truth be told, if I would just stick with it and comb this, I would get some yarn. But the question is, then what? I don't have enough yarn to do anything with? Will it knit nice? And it's almost like it would have to be dyed because it does have that yellowing to it. It's really obvious, although usually by the time I spin, that has evened out to kind of a nice golden ivory color throughout the yarn. When it has that coloring of the tips. This is, it's kind of hard work, and I can do a little bit, but then of course it's going to get very hard on my hands for such a small amount of fiber. I need to put more on the combs if I can. Now, if I saw somebody doing what I'm doing, just putting this on there without opening it up, I probably would say, oh my gosh, they don't know what they're doing. Because really, you should pick it apart and load it that way. I don't want to even waste the time to do that. I've put too much on here. It's better to do less than more. Oh, that's a little hard on the wood, but it's also very hard on the comb. And I go down there and hit the wood. This is incredibly fine wool. It's very crimpy. It's part of what is going on. And, you know, I haven't really tried spinning it with a drop spindle. It might be actually a lot happier with a drop spindle. It support spindle too, but I can't do support spindle. Getting so much dirt on the table. Okay. Come on. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and then I am going to try spinning this on the Nano and see how it does. God, there is so much of this fleece. Okay. Boy, really packed in there. Let's get some off this side. You know, I need to try something with the clamped system that I bought last year and see if it would hold this size of combs. So I wouldn't have to hold them in my hand. That would actually be a lifesaver if it would work. Because already my thumb is like screaming. It's screaming. Really can't be doing this. This always gets me that they fit together. You have to be very slow and cautious so that it doesn't go right into your hand. But they do. They fit right together, which is pretty cool. Okay. I gotta clean this off. This needs washed. I just washed it a week ago. Okay. Been a while since I've used this. Hopefully I can get it going again. Okay, we have ignition. This is what it's longer because I tried using my bigger combs and it just wasn't pulling off very well, but it's top. Hi, Veggie. Let's see if I can get started here. There we go. Not bad. I'm getting a pretty thin single too. Well, it's incredibly difficult to process, but it spins very nice. Spins very nice. Which is too bad, because that means I really should process it. You getting ready to stream, Veggie? I know you're often on late at night. Just got home. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Out running around Saturday night, huh? No problem with that. Hubby and I did that last night. You know what's fun is living near a big city and finding a place that you've never been before in that city, even though you've lived here 27 years. We don't live in that city, but we go to it. We used to work in it. But that's what we did last night. I was like, well, who knew? All because hubby wanted to smoke a cigar. This hotel downtown has this outside patio area. They have a bar there, but they cater to the cigar smokers, which is nice because it's outside and people can sit as close or far away from them as they want. But hubby, he smoked like half of a small cigar, but he walked around mostly just looking like, I don't know, who is it? Columbo or Kojak or somebody with a cigar in his mouth, unlit. You went to your local yarn store, and yeah, it was local yarn store day, wasn't it? And had dinner with friends al fresco. Weather was so nice today. Good. That's what we were doing. But it was chilly. It was not warm last night when we were at that said place, which of course had to be outside if you were smoking a cigar. So. But that's nice that you went to your local yarn store. I couldn't, it just didn't work out, and I had plans to go tomorrow anyway, so hopefully they'll accept that. Make it a local yarn store weekend. My local one is 2 hours away. It's brand new though. So it's not close. Did they have goodies for people who came in? Some yarn stores were doing that. Not around here, but I don't know. Around here, there's none that any closer than the 2 hours to me. Now, if I go to a fiber fair, there's plenty of yarns store booths there, and they have, but they're from distant brick and mortar stores. I'm fading. You didn't stay long, wish you had more time to look around. Yeah? Well, that's good. That means they must have had plenty to look at. Ooh, I got dangerously thin there. All right. That is going well. I just wish it would be easier to comb. Oops. I don't have this very well in the camera. Sorry about that, folks. This is so short, it's like spinning cotton practically. I can't imagine trying to put it in a puni though. I don't think that would work. Crimp on this is just unbelievable. And it's like so springy. This is Cormo. Fleece I bought quite a while ago and washed and didn't do anything with, and now I'm on the tear to get it done, get it out of here. And I was hoping it wouldn't spin up very well after combing, so I could just pitch it, but it actually spins really nice, but it's really hard to comb. You know, I've been thinking about the state fair and what I want to do, and I spend so much time spinning and I don't get any knitting done. I am tempted to enter find out what the knitting category is and just intentionally not do the spinning but do the knitting so that I can knit, right? Make myself knit. Set myself that goal and deadline. But I'm afraid I'd start 4 different things for 4 different categories and not get any of them done. Okay. It's getting unhappy here. And not pulling in. So fix that. Tighten this a tad. Alright guys, I'm about done here. I am really tired. I'm going to do these two, and then I'm going to stop. when she was good, she was very, very good. And when she was bad, she was horrid. And yeah, that's pretty much how this fleece could be described. Oh my goodness. Time for me to say goodnight. I'll take a peek and see who's on Twitch. Who's on Twitch? But I don't think I'm gonna raid anybody because I need to get going. Stand up, move around, all that kind of stuff. KB is on tonight? Oh, well, I'll go say hi to her. She'll understand. Get through this ad here.
If there is any hope of surviving, we must stand against the darkness.
Star Wars.
Sit
Jedi
here, brush my
Survivor.
teeth, do all the things, get ready for bed.
Hello, KB.
So I can get a good night's rest for church tomorrow.
Oh, she's getting off.
And then we usually go out to breakfast.
Okay. I'm not going to do that because she's getting ready to say goodnight also. So, see you on Tuesday morning. I will have my adventures to talk about, and I don't know what I'll be working on. It's Crafting Tuesday, though. Meanwhile, have a great rest of your weekend. Take care. Be good. Sleep well. Come back. See you later, guys. Bye.